Vietnam is one of Asia's most fascinating destinations. Its capital is Hanoi, but its biggest city is Ho Chi Minh, otherwise known as Saigon. We had ventured to Saigon with Thailand's premium low-cost carrier, Nok Airlines, to commemorate their first flight to Vietnam. On our Boeing 737-800, we were joined by other media and the Nok Airlines team for a discovery tour of their newest destination.
Our first stop is Tan Son Nhat International Airport, and as you can see, Ho Chi Minh is gaining in popularity when it comes to tourism.
Nok Airlines General Manager for Vietnam says Hanoi will also be added to the airline's Vietnam destinations. But for now, the interest in Saigon is literally sky high.
It's very easy to come to Vietnam. Vietnam and Thailand very close to each other, and you don't need visa to visit here. So it's very easy. You just decide to come and you just book an air ticket and come.
And you're there, and that's it. And it's good value for money too, isn't it?
Yes, well, you can save money because you spend the money that you have to spend is not different from Bangkok, maybe less.
This sprawling metropolis is a fascinating mix of old and new.
There are 90 million people in Vietnam, and in this city alone, 6 million motorbikes.
That makes crossing streets here a real and famous challenge. Saigon is divided into 19 urban districts, with even more new developments underway and a skyline that's constantly changing. The Saigon River is shadowed by the 68th floor by Texaco Financial Tower, while Dong Khoi Boulevard overflows with new glitzy designer stores and high-end hotels. While Ho Chi Minh races towards the future, its past still draws people here from around the world. The city's historic District 1 is home to numerous well-preserved buildings, and a walking tour of Old Saigon is one of the best ways to get to know this fascinating destination. Vietnam became a French colony in the late 19th century, and the occupiers took over Saigon in 1859. They stayed until 1954, when they were defeated and forced out by a revolution founded by leader Ho Chi Minh. As a former French colony, one of the most striking features of Ho Chi Minh City is the influence of French colonial architecture and city planning, with wide tree-lined boulevards, parks and roundabouts that gives this Asian city a unique East meets West vibe. The first stop on the trail is usually the Notre Dame Cathedral.
Now, an important stop on the city's historic trail is here at the Notre Dame Cathedral. Of course, it's a scaled-down replica of the original in Paris, and all the materials were brought here by the French from France. It was completed in 1880, and it's still a house of worship for local Christians.
It was built between 1877 and 1883 and is a popular place for weddings. And if you wander inside, you can attend a service or join the Sunday Mass in several languages. Maintaining the French theme, even the central post office next door was designed by Gustave Eiffel, the man best known for the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty.
This classic old building was completed by the French in 1891. It was then, and still is today, the General Post Office.
It may still be a working post office, but you can also shop here for souvenirs.
175,000.
You can also bargain for trinkets on the street outside.
And this one, this is the other one. Dior, yeah?
Yeah, Dior. Yeah. Yeah, yêu. Yeah, đi xe bà đầm đây nè.
The Municipal Theatre, formerly known as the Saigon Opera House, was the next stop on the trail.
Your walking tour of downtown Saigon will take you past some pretty impressive architecture, including this building, Saigon Opera House, which, it's not hard to see why, is one of the most photographed buildings in the city.
Overlooking the theatre is the Colonial, Ho Chi Minh's most famous hotel and once a favourite press corps hangout during the French War. It was also the hotel featured prominently in the movie based on Graham Greene's book, The Quiet American. A short walk from here will bring you to the statue of Ho Chi Minh in front of the People's Committee building, otherwise known as City Hall, and formerly the glamorous Hotel de Ville.
What do you think of Saigon? I mean, you've only just arrived, but obviously it reminds me a lot of Paris. But what is it? Does it remind you of Europe too?
Well, yeah, it does. I've been to Paris, and it's just bustling. It's so flat out.
I just like the adrenaline rush you get from just crossing the road.
Yeah,
it's just brilliant.
Yeah, it's a bit like Bangkok.
But I love it. Yeah, I haven't travelled much, but I have been to Thailand, and the people here are very like the Thai people. They're all happy and very friendly.
So, what do you think of Saigon?
It's very beautiful, and we like the theater
Yeah,
and the Notre Dame.
that's beautiful. Yes.
Yes.
Does it remind you of Paris?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
A typical walking tour will take about 3 hours and will give you a general sense of this thriving city where old and new sit comfortably side by side. When the sun goes down in Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh City, the streets come alive with cafes, restaurants, bars and music venues of all flavours. But the newest and most popular evening attraction by far is the Nguyen Hue walking street, which officially opened in April 2015 at a cost of almost $20 million. It was built as a feature of the city's celebrations for the 40th anniversary marking the end of the Vietnam War. The city also inaugurated a new statue of former President Ho Chi Minh on the street to celebrate his 125th birthday. From 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays, the area is closed to traffic, and Saigon's first ever walking street comes to life as local people and tourists flock onto the 900-metre passageway. The biggest crowd gathers here for the dancing fountains that burst up out of the ground at regular intervals, accompanied by music and a laser light show. For the city's younger generation, this is the place to hang out with friends, take a dozen selfies and hold hands. The street overflows with families, older couples taking a stroll to avoid the heat, bemused foreign visitors and enthusiastic Vietnamese school groups. Picnics and pets are not allowed, but you can grab a drink or an ice cream to sample as you saunter. This is also a wonderful spot to admire the beautifully spotlighted People's Committee building. along with Ho Chi Minh's new array of high-rise towers, all lit up to compete with the sparkling inner-city light show.